In this video, I'm talking about a major change to the Dr. Cliff AuD Approved Provider Network. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. Back in October of 2019, I launched the Dr. Cliff AuD Approved Provider Network with the goal of helping individuals with hearing loss find a hearing care professional who follows best practices when selecting, fitting, and programming hearing aids, as well as providing long-term follow-up care. Now, if you still do not know what best practices are, I highly recommend that you check out my video that I will link in the description, because they are the only way to ensure that your hearing aids provide you with the maximum amount of benefit. You see, each month, my clinic receives hundreds of emails and phone calls from individuals just like yourself looking for a hearing care professional in their local area that follows the same best practices that I do. The problem was, before I developed the network, I had no clue which providers were actually following best practices and which ones weren't. And since my reputation was on the line each time I gave a recommendation on who to go to, I decided that I needed to have a better way to identify whether or not a different provider was practicing at a gold standard level or not. So the best way that I figured I could solve the problem was to develop a network of hearing care professionals that I would personally vet to ensure that they're following best practices. Let me give you an idea of the criteria that is required to join. Providers had to be a licensed audiologist or a board-certified hearing instrument specialist. They had to agree to follow the American Academy of Audiology best practice guidelines as outlined in my best practice checklists. They had to agree to only dispense unlocked hearing aids and dispense hearing aids from at least 2 different manufacturers in order to avoid being overly biased towards a single hearing aid brand. They had to agree to act as a fiduciary on your behalf, putting your needs in front of their own. They had to submit calibration records for the equipment necessary to perform best practices. They had to complete a webinar and pass the exam at the end of the webinar with a 100% score. And finally, they had to undergo an interview with me, all before paying their membership dues and being added to the network of providers. As it turns out, over the course of the first year, even with the COVID pandemic, the network was extremely popular among individuals with hearing loss if they happen to live close to a network provider. In my opinion, the network continues to be one of the best and only ways to identify whether or not the hearing care professional you go to is actually going to be following best practices when selecting, fitting, programming, and providing follow-up care with your hearing aids. However, the thing that I do not like about the network is this appearance that providers need to be approved by me to be in the network. After all, I did not create best practices, I just follow them. And a lot of the hearing care professionals who are in the network have been following best practices for years, and a lot of them have been practicing significantly longer than I have. So the idea was never to approve whether or not a provider met my standards. The idea was to help you identify who is actually following best practices. That's why, as of right now, I am changing the name of the network from the Dr. Cliff AuD Approved Provider Network to the Best Practice Pro Network. This name change better represents what I'm trying to accomplish with the network, which is to help you identify whether or not the hearing care professional that you're going to see is actually following best practices. And all of the providers with the Best Practice Pro designation are committed to following best practices to help you achieve your maximum level of performance with hearing aids. To find a Best Practice Pro in your area, all you need to do is go to my website, drcliffaud.com, and click on the Find a Local Provider tab. This will take you to a map locator page. Once you're there, you can either use the search bar to search for a Best Practice Pro by city or zip code, or you can click and drag the map to your area and zoom in on the provider who is closest to you. Once you identify the provider you want to see, just give them a call or request an appointment right on their provider page. At the end of the day, my mission is simple. I want you to be able to find an excellent hearing care professional in your local area who follows best practices so you can hear your absolute best with hearing aids. So the next time that you're looking for someone to help you treat your hearing loss, make sure that you look for a Best Practice Pro. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, drcliffaud.com.
Well,